Salutations, my friends! Today we are doing another painting tutorial. Today we will be doing a fall inspired tutorial. If you are interested in painting this painting with me, please stick around and listen to it. Friends, thanks for painting with me today. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me. Remember, if you think you can't paint, you can. Take the NT out of the can't and turn it into can. If I can do it, you can do it too. And just remember, everything is possible. So please take the time to hit that like button. It lets me know that you enjoy the content that I put out, and I can keep, creating more and do more tutorials and do more art lessons. So I would really appreciate it. I would really love if you could subscribe to my channel, so then we can hang out all the time and paint together. And if you enjoy, these art videos, or even if you don't, a lot of the time my message is pretty positive, and sometimes people just enjoy, they enjoy watching painting tutorials. So if that is you, please subscribe and hit that notification button so you know when all of my new videos are coming out. Also, if you follow me on Instagram at lovepraypaint and also Twitter at lovepraypaint, I will have a link under this video for that. I would really appreciate that. Then you can, find out right away when my videos are coming out. So, and then also I post pictures of the paintings I do on there before I make the video or before I put the video out. So, in case you want to know what video is coming up, you can just go ahead and take a look at that, and you'll know with whatever painting I have on there. Most likely there will be a tutorial in the next couple days, or at least one day after that. And I'm working on doing a very regular schedule. So I'm thinking I'll probably have my videos out on Saturdays or Sundays, preferably Saturdays. So it will be on a consistent schedule. And then I'm also working on getting all set up to do live, indigestion. I'm also working on getting set up to do my live painting tutorials. I haven't quite worked out the schedule yet. I don't really know which day is best for all of you and also for myself, considering I have children. So I don't really think, I don't mind if they're here, but I don't want them running in every 5 seconds, and that might be kind of difficult for people who are trying to follow along. It'd be very distracting. Although it would be very funny, it would be very distracting at the same time. So enough chit-chatting. I just want to say I appreciate all of you, every single one of you, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for joining with me. We are up to 220 subscribers. I can't believe that. That is almost surreal to me, because just like a month ago I had 0. And I'm so grateful. And I also just want to take the time to say thank you to a couple of my friends, and if you guys are interested in following them, that would be great as well. Okay, so there's just a couple of people I wanted to mention. Just a couple of thank yous. I wanted to say I'd like to subscribe to these people. They are all really great channels, and they are all my personal friends. And I cannot say enough good things about every single one of them.
First, we have Kim Sung-gi. I hope I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, I'm subscribed to her channel. She's a vlogger in New York City, and she has such an interesting it's almost like a grainy, gritty sort of I don't know how to explain it. She's a vlogger, but it's almost offbeat in a really cool way. If you like that sort of thing, I think you should check her out. I really enjoy her vlogs, so she shares all sorts of different RBG Studios Vlogs. You should definitely check this channel out. These two are full of positivity, just so much heartfelt joy and fun and laughter. And if you're feeling down, definitely go check out that channel. It's wonderful, and I really adore both of the people that are in the vlog. R KidsTV. This is also another vlog channel. It's a family style vlog channel where it kind of just shows the different activities they do with their kids. And it's really fun for me to watch that with my kids. We really enjoy their videos. It's just super fun. They have super adorable little kids, and if you have kids just so adorable. She'll definitely put a smile on your face. Please check out Simply Ketsia. She is hilarious. She does all sorts of different types of videos. Her last video was on K-pop. If you like that, she cracks me up. She's very funny. This is another recipe channel. I actually have tried a couple of his recipes and they worked out really well. I can't remember the specific name, but it was like Korean pancakes, and they were so delicious. My kids like loved them. So yeah, if you're the kid of Korean style recipes, if you love Korean food, you should check out his channel. And plus he's super enthusiastic, which I really like, and especially when you're watching a cooking channel, a lot of them lack that enthusiasm, so I really like watching his. Kate's Vision Blessed. This channel is like full of heart and love, and I can't say enough good things about her. She is just has such a pure heart. I really love watching her vlog. She's a photographer, and sometimes she shows like behind the scenes of her photography business, and she does a lot of family vlogs, and I just really enjoy it. You know, if you like that sort of style, not like family vlogs with kids, but she does like, she'll do like her niece's like birthday, or her last one was like her goddaughters. She does all sorts of different kinds of videos. But anyway, I really enjoy her channel. Fantastic for Kids. This is another great family style type of, not always vlog, but I think they do some vlogs. Their videos are usually like, they did like a challenge video that was really fun. I don't know, they're just really silly and fun, and you should definitely check out Black Panda. This is a, it's a travel eating vlog. I don't know how you like, what you call it. It's like a food vlog where like he goes and like he eats in like different restaurants, and I really enjoy his like editing style. It's super clean, especially for like a vlog. His editing's really good. His videos are like on point. He has a great personality. He explains the food so well. So you should definitely check him out. He has just a great personality and a really good heart anyway. So you should check that channel out if you like watching those food. Another travel food vlog is the Traveling Ulcers. I love his character. He is just like the sweetest guy. His spirit that comes across on the camera, he's just so positive and upbeat, and like, I mean, him and Black Panda have completely different styles. I mean, I like them for different reasons. Like I would say like Black Panda's like more edgy and more like, not like straight, that sounds weird. But yeah, I mean, he's got like more of a, like an edge to him. And then the Traveling Ulcers, he's just a really kind-hearted, optimistic, fun, like will make you laugh and smile, and he does such a good job at describing food. It's amazing, and he has some really beautiful shots if that's what you're looking for in his travel vlog. It's just amazing. His videography is cool. Check out Ralph Young. His channel is really great. He's a graphic designer. He's so helpful. Although his videos are mainly about photography and graphic design, you can really, anybody can take something away from there. If you sell anything online, if you're into photography, even if you do art, if you are a YouTuber and you make thumbnails or you put your photos out into the world, he has some really great tips that you can use, anybody can use, like especially for like your thumbnails. You can listen to what he says and apply that to like your thumbnails or to any of that. He has a wealth of knowledge, and he is very intelligent. Anyway, and I really love the style of his filming. It's really like pared back. There's not a lot of like crazy editing, and it's his lighting's almost like dim. I don't know if he has a filter on his thing. It almost looks like black and white, but it's not black and white. But I don't know. It's very soothing. Anyway, check him out. He's a smart guy. And Mommy and Mahogany. I haven't been subscribed to her that long, but go check her channel out. It's another kind of family style vlog. Please go check out my friends' channels. I would really appreciate it. 2 thumbs up to all of them. Okay, so now we can get into our painting tutorial. To begin,
we will be using permanent black and crimson red, using yellow ochre, burnt umber, titanium white, and those will be the only colors, unless I decide to throw something else in there, that we are going to be using today. This is a super simple tutorial. You should be able to get it done in no time at all. How we're going to begin this today, I'm just going to use an 8x10 here. Okay, my hair is in my paint. That is great. Okay, and if you're wondering about my hair, yes, I did dye it. No, it is not black. It is actually dark auburn, and it was supposed to be medium auburn, but it turned out like this. Why? I have no idea. But that's okay. It's fall, and why not, right? Let's have darker hair. So I'm just going to wet my brush, and this brush I'm using right now is a flat number 8. You can use any brush to lay this paint down. Oh yes, and I forgot another thing. You will need masking tape or some type of light tape, and also a ruler or a tape measure, or you can just use your naked eye, which I'm not going to do this time because I want these to be very specific, like where the lines are. Okay, so, oh, and a blow dryer. So we are just going to paint this whole thing with the crimson red. I forgot to mention, you're going to need 2 jars of water and also a rag to wipe off your brushes. And that's it. I suggest when you're doing this to paint from side to side and not up and down, because if we do have brush strokes, we want them going this direction. I'm painting the sides of my canvas. You don't have to, and you don't have to do this on this size canvas. You can do bigger, smaller, whatever makes you happy. Okay, and we are going to let this dry, and then we'll probably have to do a couple of coats because I'm not using the Liquitex Basics on this. I am using the Master's Touch, so that can, you know, the cheaper paint you use, it can actually take longer to make the painting because they're not as opaque. Or what you could do is either add titanium white to this, which would lighten the color, but it would intensify the color. Or you could do an underpainting under this in our color basics. You would just do the opposite color across. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into that, but anyway, if you wanted to do that, or you could just do 2 coats. Okay, now we will go in for coat number 2. And then if you're wondering why I'm wearing a plain white t-shirt and not something nice, anyway, I decided that I will be wearing a white t-shirt every single time I paint because I've actually ruined a couple of my shirts thus far. Normally when I paint, when I'm not filming, I wear, like, you know, sweatpants and a t-shirt I don't care about. But if I'm, like, filming, I'm like, well, I don't want to look like a bum. I don't want to look like a bum. I don't. I mean, I care enough. I don't care what people think, but if I don't, like, look good, I'm not going to feel good, and my spirits won't be up, and I feel like the video maybe won't be as good. So I just feel more confident when I wear something nice. Anyway, so what I was planning on doing is I'm planning on painting this shirt. And if you guys have any ideas what you think I should, I'm going to put my name on it, the Love Pray Paint, and then if you think, you know, I should paint anything in particular on there, just let me know. I think that'd be really cool. And then I was also thinking that I would start doing, I'm going to start doing 2 paintings a week, not filming them, but I'm going to do 2 or like 3 paintings, probably 2. I don't want to be too, you know, too motivated, because then I will never do it. If I say, oh, I'm going to do 3, it's probably not going to happen. So I was thinking what I would do is that I would do 2 different paintings, and then I would leave it up to you guys to decide what painting you think I should do. Or I could even just show a photo maybe. But usually I do painting before I do the tutorial anyway, just to make sure it turns out okay, to make sure the idea translates to canvas, because sometimes you can have a concept in your head and it looks crazy once you paint it out, which has happened to me many times because I have a very creative mind. Anyway, so I thought that would be a really fun idea. So to be able to do that, just follow me on my Instagram at lovepraypaint, or my Twitter, and also my Facebook. It's at Maria Bursat. I do have my nickname as lovepraypaint, though. I haven't made a fan page quite yet, just because I feel like I'm waiting to do that. I don't want to be jumping the gun. Like, hey, you know, I think at least maybe until I have like 500 subscribers, then I'll make a fan page. I think that makes more sense, right? Anyway, I think definitely. And eventually, I will be doing a giveaway. I'm not going to do a giveaway super soon, just because I feel like people kind of jump the gun on the giveaway thing. And obviously, I'm going to be giving away a painting. I mean, that would just make sense. Or maybe, you know, I'll include like a starter kit or something, but I'll probably wait till like 1,000 subscribers. I know you shouldn't count your chickens before they hatch, but I know eventually I will get there because I believe in myself. And see, I just think that having a strong will and a positive mindset and believing that you can achieve anything, and also thinking that you're already there, like, that's the whole key to manifesting what you want in life, is acting like you already have it. I mean, And it's so true. Okay, enough of my law of attraction crap. But I'm telling you, it does really work. I am a firm believer in the law of attraction. It is like, I'm telling you, I don't know, like, if it's just because I'm convincing myself, which is the law of attraction anyway, that it's real, but I'm telling you it's real. Whether you want to say it's God, law of attraction, whatever you want, a little bit of both, whatever. The universe, whatever you call your higher power or you don't call your higher power, it doesn't matter, because that, my friend, works. And I can give you an example. This is so exciting. This last weekend, I had my very first art show, and it was awesome. It was so fun, and I put my art up for sale online. I've done it that way, but I've never had enough courage to put myself out there at an art show. It's just something about, you would think like me thinking like putting myself online would be hard, but it's something about, especially when it's in your own community and you have to actually be there and talk to the people. I don't know if I had like fear of judgment about my art, or they think like because I haven't been painting that long I wasn't a real artist, or because I'm not classically trained. Maybe I was like afraid. I don't know. I just think it was just the whole idea of putting myself out there that really scared me. But I just said, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to enter in this, and I just got the courage to do it, and it went awesome. So I'm just saying, if you are feeling like you can't do something, just do it. Like Nike, for crying out loud, with that ad that was just out. I gotta stop talking. But no, really, I mean, this is so important to me that you guys follow your dreams, whether it be art or whether it be, singing or dancing or being an actress or being a graphic designer or being a writer. It doesn't matter. If it's being a teacher, it does not matter. It's just that I just want you all to know that your dreams are achievable. I sound crazy like a motivational speaker, but this is really from the bottom of my heart, and I truly believe this. And I just hope you guys take that message from this video. Okay, so now we're gonna dry this. Enough of my sappiness, and this looks opaque enough to me, because we're gonna be doing buffalo plaid right now, and we need this super dry because we're gonna put our black stripes across this. So let's get the blow dry. Once it's dry, we're gonna tape it off. Well, first we're going to measure it, and then we're gonna tape it off. You need some chalk or pencil or whatever you like to use. Pencil isn't really gonna show up on this, though, I mean, unless you have like charcoal or something. Anyway, so what we're going to do, we know this is an 8 by 10. I mean, we don't really need to measure it, but okay, so we know that this is 8 by 10. And so what we're going to do is we're going to measure out inch sections all the way down. Alright, so that's actually a good idea. So you're just going to go down and mark this every inch till you get to the bottom. That isn't really very dry. That's okay. And you want to do this to both sides, and that's really important because we're going to be using tape. I'm not going to show both sides of this, but so we have both sides marked, and we're going to do our lines going this way at first. Well, maybe we'll just do the whole, okay. So we got all of our lines marked this way, and now what we're going to do is we're going to mark them going this direction at the top and at the bottom, every inch. And you're going to see why we're doing this, because we're going to be making the plaid, and this is going to do it for us. Okay, so now that we have this marked, we can go in with our tape. The hell is my tape? Tape is right here. Okay, so we're going to go in with our tape. I'm using masking tape. You can use whatever kind of tape you want. You can use painter's tape. I like this because it's pretty thin. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put this tape where we marked our canvas and make sure that your paint is dry. We talked about this last time, because if your paint is not dry all the way, this will peel up your paint if you push it down. Oh my gosh, I cannot rip masking tape. That's embarrassing. Okay, so we have our first one. I am going to, okay, so what we're going to do is I'm not going to put this at every single one. I'm going to leave an inch space in between each one. So we have our first section, then I'm going to go down to our next. So this was like one inch down, 2 inches down, so it'll be on the third line, 3 inches down. And I wouldn't recommend pushing this, even though it's dry, I wouldn't recommend really pushing it down into your paint, because even if it's dry, it could still peel it up if your tape isn't, if your tape's too sticky. So you have to be really careful for that. So we're going to go every other one until we get to the bottom. Ugh. Jeepers. That might be a little crooked. Oh well. And you can make these like closer together, and you can use smaller tape if you want. I want mine this far apart, and it's fine that this is, you know, down here like this. That's not going to matter because this part's going to be red and this part's going to be black. And the reason I didn't do it the opposite way with the red on top of the black is that we would have had to do probably 3 or 4 coats of the paint before it would cover up the black. So I didn't really want to mess around with that. So now we are going to do this the exact same way, following our 2 points, and we're going to tape it off, just like this. If you covered yours up, just you can redraw it. I can kind of just guess, it's fine. All right. Ugh. So you do have to push it down a little bit, because if you don't have it pushed down at least a little bit, the paint is going to seep underneath the tape and you won't have clean lines. You'll have to go in and fix everything up. So you do want to press down a little bit, just not so much that it's going to pull up your paint. You just don't want the black paint to seep onto the red paint. Okay, so our next point, right here, right here. Oh my gosh, it kind of looks like a tablecloth. Cute. It's like gingham. And there goes Mackie barking. Okay. That. And now our last one is right on the end. This is my painting. Do you like it?
Yay!
You want to come say hi?
Sure.
Say hello.
Hello.
Isn't your shirt cute? It says Varsity Cutie.
It sounds like it's so true. Look at me and your iPhone.
Oh my god! I've got to show everybody this. Oh my gosh, it looks like lace. Look at this leaf. It looks like a little heart made of lace. Isn't that beautiful? Cool. We gotta save that, dry it and save it, and we can put it like in a frame.
What's on these?
Oh, cool. Those look like an old man's teeth. Be careful with that.
Oh.
It's pretty cool. We should glue it on like a piece of white paper. Like press it, you know, and we can make art out of it.
Okay.
We'll glue it on there.
I'm gonna put it right here.
You're gonna save it?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Ooh, that'll be fun. Oh, I'm just kidding. Okay, so now we're going to take our same brush that we were using. Try to wipe off your excess paint first so you don't cloudy your water too much. Although I have 2 things of water, so it doesn't really matter. You want to make sure your water stays clean, because if you don't have clean water, you're going to have a muddy painting, and nobody wants a dull, muddy painting. You want your colors to be vibrant and bright. So make sure your water is always clean. Okay, so we already have I already have my blackout on my my palette, my paper plate palette. So we're just going to go through, and all of these spaces that are open right here, we're going to paint black. And you can go over the tape, it doesn't matter. So you're just going to do this all along the whole thing. I would probably refrain from doing the edges unless you've taped all the way around. If you're using a stretched canvas, I wouldn't do the edges. But if you're just using a piece of paper, well, then that wouldn't apply to you. So never mind. Okay, so we're just going to do all of these. You only, want to do every single one. You don't want to leave them open. On the bottom where you have like that space, you can just leave that. That's not gonna matter. I think we'll probably only have to do 1 coat. I mean, we can do 2 coats if you want. If you want. What the hell am I talking to?
Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh my god.
Okay, this isn't pushed down all the way.
What the heck? Yeah, don't touch it, don't touch it. How did he get up there?
What is it?
Oh my god.
What? What?
The ghost.
What is it? What?
There's a sock on upstairs on the wall.
There's a sock on the wall?
Come here, it's so funny.
Okay, so one of my kids just got their sock stuck on my ceiling. Don't ask me how that happened. Okay, so we'll just keep doing all of these. So now that these are all dried, we can pull off our tape. Obviously, you're going to want to start with the one that's on top. So we will just start pulling this off very carefully. Well, I guess you don't have to be too careful. I can already tell that this one got paint under it, so I'll have to fix that one. Hopefully it didn't. Something oddly satisfying about... Okay, so we are just going to pull all of these off. Well, you don't have to tape all of this. Okay, so now we're going to pull these ones off going this way. Be very careful. Make sure your paint's all the way dry. Yep. See how it leaked under on some of them? But that's okay. I just didn't push my tape down enough. So make sure you push your tape down enough, but not too hard. I was just trying to be careful. But it's an easy fix. We can just go through with our red paint and clean those up. Yeah, so all of these that got like that, we will just clean them up. And see, it pulled up some of the paint here. Yep, I knew that one for sure. Huge glob got stuck under this, and it's still wet. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we have pretty good squares, although we have to fix a couple of them. It's better than making them on your own, right? Okay, so now what we're gonna... It's fine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to clean up the lines. I'm just going to use, this is like a crafting brush. I don't even know what it is. It's an angled, I think it's a, what number is this one? It's like a 1/2 inch, or a 3/8 inch angled flat crafting. Well, you can use whatever you want as long as it has a flat edge, I suppose, and carries paint well. I know you're thinking this doesn't look like buffalo plaid, but it will. We're going to do another step in making the plaid. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around all of these little squares and clean them up. It's way too wet. Okay. So we're just going to go through and clean all of these lines up. I mean, it doesn't have to be too perfect because we are going to go in and connect these. I know that seems crazy that we did all of this and then we're just going to connect them anyway, but there's a reason we're doing that, and I will tell you in a minute. After we're done fixing all of our little boxes here. For the top, it doesn't really matter too much. I think I will end up carrying my plaid up here. Maybe not in the video, but when I'm on my own time, just because for the time, it can save time if I don't do that. Okay, so right here, it looks like. Okay, so after you go through and clean all of these up, you're gonna wanna, I mean, you can dry it or leave it dry or just continue painting. Doesn't matter that much. I'm going to dry mine. Okay, so you want to make sure this is completely dry because we're going to move on to our next step, which is connecting these. And now I know you're probably thinking, why didn't you just, draw a line all the way down? Well, the reason for that is that I want these center squares to be super opaque. So if you look at buffalo plaid, it's darker on the black squares, and then it has almost a transparent, transparent, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be black, but transparent black in between, or giving the illusion of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make that transparent black now. We are going to take these, and we are going to connect in between the lines. So we'll take our chalk and we'll just, I'm going to have to make it a little bit because our chalk is really thick. Or my chalk is thick, I should say. It'd be easier if I did it like this. Okay, so I'm going to run this way and make a straight line, probably a little bit closer to the black square. If you have a chalk pencil, it'd be way more ideal than this because, the tip of this is so thick. But it doesn't really matter so much. So we're going to do this all the way across on both sides of these black squares. And I have to kind of estimate how far to make mine because my chalk is so thick. But all we're trying to do here is get a straight line. And I want to use tape again because this is pretty simple since we already have our grid pretty much laid out. We aren't going to need to do that. This side. This also gives you a chance to see if your squares are lined up, which mine are, so that's awesome. And you can kind of use your marks from before to make your line. And you're probably thinking, why would you go through all this trouble to connect these? Looks like a checkers board. The reason I'm doing that is because I want straight lines. I don't want, we're making plaid, so it has to be, very clean. Okay, now that we have all of these going this direction, we also have to make them going in the opposite direction as well. One here at the bottom of the squares. So we want to leave these parts will just remain red, or you know, the part right here. Oh, this paint is so sticky. Sounds like tape. So we're just going to do this all the way down the painting, on the top of the black and on the bottom of the black squares. Okay, now that we have our chalk all drawn out, we can go in, and I'm going to show you how to do the transparent black. So you're going to need, not that one, you're going to need clean water. I mean, I guess it's black, probably doesn't matter that much. A clean brush. And you're going to make this super watery. You're going to put a lot of water in there with your paint. And maybe test it out on a piece of paper before, so it's not too, what am I trying to say? So it's, you know, it's transparent. So what we're going to do is, if you've ever looked at buffalo plaid, these are connected right here. They're connected between the two black points, but it's actually really a lot lighter than the other part. So you're just going to connect them, and if everything works out like this, it'll be a lot lighter. So what you could do, if you don't want to do this, is you could take your red and mix in some black, and it's going to give the same effect. So I'll just show you that as well. Although, you know, I feel like it's going to look a little muddy. So instead of doing that, you can take the red and black and do it this way. It pretty much looks exactly the same. So you're just going to take your watery black or your black and red mixture and just connect these all the way down. Okay, so now that we have those ones done, we are going to go across. I think I'm going to do it the other way, just for the sake of just seeing the final product, of mixing the crimson red with a tiny bit of black, and seeing if the look differs at all. Okay, so what we're going to do is now, you know, go this way with our lines. Pretty much in the same exact way, except for opposite. So then if you want to go through and crisp up your red, I would recommend doing that. I'm going to dry this so we can move on to the next part of our video. We're done with this part. I actually made a huge mistake on mine. I put my lines going this way on the wrong spot. I wanted them up here. So this took me way longer to get it right. It's still not perfect, but you know, everybody makes mistakes. Even me, which sucks because I pretty much make a mistake on every painting lately. I don't know what's going on with that, but oh well. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna, is this dry? We need to make sure that's dry because we're gonna take, okay, so we're gonna take our chalk now and we are going to draw out our coffee cup. I'm using a reference photo, but I'm not gonna show it because I don't wanna get in trouble. I couldn't find one that I liked on Pixels, so I'm just going to use the one that I found on Google. So anyway, we are going to draw this out now. You can draw yours on the very bottom, so maybe it looks like it's resting on a countertop. I don't really care about that, to be quite honest, because this is obviously not going to be realistic again. Big surprise. We do kind of want to find the center of our canvas, so we'll use this. Look, we even have a grid on here already. We'll use this as our center mark, and I'm probably going to put mine about right here. I'm going to start at the bottom, and this is just chalk, so it's not going to matter. If you make a mistake, you can just erase it. So we're going to draw a little rounded bottom, and we want the bottom to be smaller than the top because it's going to angle out, not that extreme, I mean it's going to angle out a little bit. So we want to keep this relatively small down here, and it's just going to make like a little smiley face. Okay, so then like I said, we can go up here and mark where we want it to stop. I want it to be pretty even, so I'm going to use this line right here as my marker. So I probably want the top to go up to right about here, this mark. Okay. So we want to draw 2 lines going to, you know, straight lines going at an angle. Not an extreme angle, just a little bit of an angle because we want, like I said, we want the top to be bigger than the bottom. What size are you making yours? Are you making yours a tall? Because I need a tall. I can't be having those little wimpy, a tall. That's a small. I don't know Starbucks sizes. I don't go to Starbucks. I go to McDonald's to get my coffee. I'm not that bougie. I don't have money like that. Well, sometimes I treat myself to that, but honestly, I don't think their coffee tastes better. I think people are just paying for the name. What do you guys drink? Do you drink Starbucks or do you just drink McDonald's coffee? Maybe drink Dunkin' Donuts coffee. That coffee's awesome. Okay, so even if this doesn't look perfect, it doesn't matter, like I said, because this is just our chalk. Can you see that? I'll zoom this in so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'll put it up in the corner. Okay, so then once we have our 2 straight lines that go out at an angle, it's supposed to be straight. Looks a bit wonky, but that's okay. What the heck? Okay, so if I want the top right about here, this is where I'm going to start making my lid. And our lid is obviously going to hang over. My kids are going crazy upstairs. Okay. So we're gonna make another almost smiley face right here for our lid. So then we'll make the lip. This is probably, and we're gonna follow the same line. Dude. Okay, and we're gonna follow that same kind of line. Okay.
I want to pee next.
Okay, Lear, can you go upstairs? Thanks. Love you. Okay. So now we are going to make the top. And I am actually going to make my, the lid part, or like where you sip out of it, right here. Probably doesn't go up that high. Okay, so that's gonna go up and go around. And I'll draw this part. Really doesn't matter because, okay, that looks crazy. Okay, so we will go ahead and kind of dips up, and then it kind of goes straight across right here, and then it's going to curve around. Okay, and then I suppose this part right here we really don't have to do. We want this side higher than this side, so I need to erase that and redo it. The reason you want that side higher, of course, is because that's the side you drink out of. Okay, and then we got our little wheelie opening and closer thingy right there. I guess we don't really have to draw that in. Okay. And then we have to have our little sleeve. I guess it doesn't, I probably shouldn't draw all of this out right now because and we want the sleeve to go over the cup a little bit, of course, to make it look like it's wrapped around the cup. Okay, so what we're gonna do is excuse me for digging in my ear, we are gonna white this out with titanium white, and then we will paint over it, we'll paint over the brown part, and then for the details we will do like a gray color to show the shadow to make it look 3D. So let's get our palette. Make sure you have nice clean water and a clean paintbrush. So we're gonna just throw that over there. Probably just gonna use this little fellow here. And then if I have any trouble with the lines, I'll switch to a detail brush. So we'll just take our titanium white. I switched back to a regular palette because that paper plate was just getting full of paint and driving me crazy. They get like, I don't know if I buy cheap paper plates or what. Well, no, I got the Great Value Walmart brand kind, and I don't really think there's a big difference than that in like I don't even know what that mean, kind of paper plates are. Glad, probably? I have no idea. But it seems like the paint kind of soaks through the paper, and that just drives me crazy. I can't handle it. Okay. Shirts are nice and tidy. And then we're just going to wipe this whole thing in. Yeah, I think I do have to outline it with a highlight. I need a detail brush to outline it, or at least a straight brush. We'll use this little fella. I haven't used you for a long time. Okay, I know I'm not supposed to leave my brushes sitting in the water, but I am just running out of time here and I'm getting hungry. So that's where that brush is going. And we are going to outline this with this straight brush. Okay, so I'm going to follow our line for the coffee cup first. The heck? Why do I have that line across there? Oh, that's for the thing. Okay, so we'll just go up straight, just like what we did with the chalk. There's my husband laughing. Again, should just be grateful that I have a husband that laughs and doesn't cry. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we've got the heck am I doing? Okay. This is the lip of our lid. We don't need to fill it in yet, we're just outlining it. Goofy, goofy, goofy. And then we can go back and after we're all done with this and kind of fix it up a little. We're just blocking it in right now, so it doesn't matter, you know, how it looks really. We'll go in and straighten up all the lines and everything. And then we will block in our sleeve. Or outline it. Should say on our sleeve. I wonder if you could hear that fart on the video. I said I wonder if you could hear that fart on the video. Never mind. I don't know why I'm drawing the line across, I have no idea. Anyway, so we are just gonna paint this whole thing in with white. Can switch back to our other brush so it's faster. Oh, it's that noise. It's that noise, Maggie. You waiting for dinner? I'm waiting for dinner too. Dad, get your butt upstairs and make me some food. Okay, and it might take a couple coats to get this completely opaque, just because we have all of that other paint under there. But I find that, Matt, can you stop? I think this will be impossible to do if you try to make this without doing all the plaid at once, because that would be really hard to make all those lines like that with going around something like this.
Excuse me.
Now that we have this all whited in and dry, we are going to be making our sleeve right now. We're going to be mixing burnt umber and yellow ochre. I don't know why I did that. These two colors together, hopefully we'll get a nice sort of tan, which we did. And if you want to lighten it up, just throw some of the titanium white in there. And then you can just kind of mix that 1-to-1 with the yellow ochre. If you want it lighter, I would just do more yellow ochre than the what do you call it? The burnt umber. More yellow ochre than the burnt umber. I'm just going to add some white to mine, to that titanium white, to make it just a tad shade lighter. You're welcome to do the same, or you can just mix it the other way, like I said, to do the, I don't know why I'm mixing like this. Don't do that. When you mix your paint, pull it, because you end up wasting, like, half this will dry out and I won't be able to use it. So don't do this. I don't know why I did that. Just don't copy that, whatever you do. You should pull it together. I'll show you next time how to properly mix it. I think I'm just in a hurry, so I'm making bad choices right now. Okay, so we want to follow the outline of this. This might actually be a little too dark still. I don't think so. Okay, so we're going to make it exactly how we did it when we were drawing it with chalk, kind of curved at the bottom. And then you can go around the outside with a detail brush, which I would recommend doing, which I probably will do too. Okay, and we're just going to do a straight line at an angle going towards this corner, towards the outside corner. And then we'll kind of curve it a little bit, just so it looks like it's going around the outside of the cup. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. And then these are going to kind of curve, whoops, well, these are going to kind of curve downward for the top part here. So you're going to be making almost a frown, but not quite. Okay, that just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I need to get grab my detail, grab a little detail or a smaller flat brush. This is what the heck is this? I don't know what the number of this is. 3/8 or something, probably. Something like that. So you're gonna take your little angle brush instead and go around the outside of this. I mean, if you are talented enough to do that with a straight brush, then be my guest. I am not. Just being honest. Okay, and then I'll just kind of fix my lineup right here. Okay, and then the outside of this right here where we didn't cover it. And you want to make sure this is going out a little bit further than your cup, because if you don't, it's not going to look like it's actually wrapped around the cup. Okay, so I think that's good. Now we'll just fill it in. Where should I put this? What am I doing? I have no idea. Do not do that. Okay, so we're back to our tan here. Make sure you don't have too much paint on your brush, and then just go ahead and fill this in. Two layers of the brown. I'm gonna dry this and then do another layer, and then we'll start working on the top. Okay, I gotta stop. Doesn't have to be completely perfect. I'm freaking nuts. I swear to God, I'm obsessive compulsive. Okay, so now we're gonna start working on the lid, which is super exciting. Well, maybe it's really not that exciting. Is we're going to make a gray color. You can use permanent black or just Mars black, whatever you have on hand. I don't know if Mars black is blue-based or not. I have no idea. I'm just going to use Mars black. I'm going to use Mars black to make the gray, just a tiny, tiny bit. And we'll mix it in with our white. I'm just going to use this tiny little number 5 flat to do that. The details on this. And when I mean a little bit, I mean like this is all you need. Just like the smallest amount of black, because you really want a really light gray color. You don't want it dark because it will stand out too much, but you want to be able to see it enough so you see the definition, if that makes any sense. I have to switch to a detail brush. We'll just kind of see how this goes. And try to be really light with your pressure, because if you push too hard, you're going to get a really thick line. And just like we did before, we're going to do almost, this is pretty much straight, but then once you get to this side, you're going to want it to round. Oh shoot, I'm going all wonky with it. You can always fix up the line. You're going to want it to kind of curve up. And so what we're going to do is we're literally just going to outline this in gray, so it gives the impression that it is protruding from it, so it'll act like a shadow without actually doing a shadow. And so you want this to stick out further than the lid, and then you want it to curve like a back to make it look like it's wrapping around. Okay, and then we're just kind of going to follow the line that we made before, except for what we're going to do is we're going to start from this point and drag it. Make sure you don't have too much paint on your brush, because what happens is you get like little like splats like that if it's not if you have too much paint on there. I kind of like to go to the other side so it matches up easier, because if I just keep drawing this line, like who knows where it's going to travel. It might travel way up here, way down there. So if I kind of switch sides and go to this side, it'll make sure that I meet up. Okay, and the same thing, we're going to draw it to right here. So when this crosses in the back, when we make our loop up, it'll look like it's going around the cup, the lip, or the cap, I should say, not the cup, the lid, whatever you want to call it, cap, lid, cup. Make sure we don't have too much paint on there. Okay, and we can continue with our line here. And if you make a mistake, if your line's not straight or even, you can just go back in with your white paint and fix it up. Okay, so now we can make this part that curves up. Just follow the line that you have, and you want it to curve back. It's not exactly dark enough. I don't know how that got so much lighter, but it did. Okay, so now that we have that darker, we can redo that. Just follow the white part that you have mapped out already. Okay, so now we'll go on to the top part here. Okay, this kind of comes up at an angle, and then right here, it kind of almost goes like straight, and then it goes down. It's not just like a curve, if that makes any sense. It looks like it, but it's really not. And then for that, don't like cross over this little tab that we made. Because if you cross over that, it's going to look like it's from behind, and you want it to look like it's in front. So what you're going to do is go to the other side and then continue your line. Instead of going, you're just going to leave that open. So really, we're just like outlining this right now. Got a pretty big lid here. And your line doesn't have to be perfect. You can go back in and clean it up with the white paint if you want. I mean, I'm okay with it being a little bit messy. It doesn't, I mean, I gotta learn how to let it not be so perfect, otherwise my videos will be just way too long. Okay, and then for this line, you wanna like make it look like it's going down into this, into the lip. So then this is going to curve up almost straight, and then it's going to curve. Like it's almost got, it's not quite square, but it almost looks like it's sort of square right there. And then you're just going to match it up. Okay, so we can kind of just outline the outside of this right here. And then I'm going to show you what to do with this little tab. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make the circle part right here so it looks like, you know, the top of it where you like drink out of it. If that makes any sense. I'm not sure it did. Okay, so this is going to kind of start from this point right here and curve down pretty far. It's almost going downhill. So if you're painting, if you're like straight in front of your canvas, you're gonna want to make it go like towards this direction. Like, not that point, but you know, down. I'm pretty sure you know what down is. And be really light with your, so you don't get too thick of a line. And then if you're having a hard time with it going across your canvas, you just need to re-wet your brush. My phone, I gotta turn on that thing longer. So then it's like a quarter of the way when it stops going downhill. Okay, so we are gonna, no, I don't want to send that to Snapchat. We are going to now make almost like a straight line going across. And then it's going to slowly kind of curve up. And you're going to take it all the way there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make your color a little bit lighter, a lighter gray. You don't want it as dark as that. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to take go in like just a tiny bit, and you're not going to meet up in the corner, you're going to go a little bit further than the corner, and you're going to kind of mirror that line. And you're going to take it all the way over to where you have that little plasticky part, or what do you call it? The little thing that opens and closes. Lyric, that's really loud, honey. Oh my gosh, my daughter is singing and it's really loud, which you guys can hear. Okay, so we are going to take this all the way over here. We're going to stop when we get to that, and then we're going to continue it on the other side, the light gray color. Make sure it's light enough, because if it's too dark then, and you're going to do the same thing, you're just going to put it till it meets up with this little corner here, like that. Okay. So then right here, you can make your gray a little bit darker again if you want. you're going to just draw a little line from that point across here, just like this, to meet up with this line. It's like a little curve. And if you want to connect this all the way down, there. So then there's your little sweater. Okay, so we can outline the rest of our cup now. So you're just going to outline this in your little gray color, just so if you have an edge on it, it'll help it stand out more. It's almost like putting a highlight on, like if you had something that was dark and then you put a lighter color around the outside, it would make it the same thing. It would make it appear like it's coming out at you. Well, this is white, so obviously you're not going to go lighter than white, so we're going to outline it in a darker color, which will give the effect that it's not just a flat image. A shadow is kind of what we're doing. Yes, sir? Yes?
Can you grab something to eat for me?
Yes? Would you like some dinner?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just continue outlining this whole thing. You want to come say hi? Say hi.
Hi. Hi.
He's so handsome. Be careful if your paint's still wet to not put your hand in it. Sorry if my hair is in the way. I don't think it is, but
There's a burger. Shoot it. Shoot it. Shoot the burger. No,
they're
shoot
playing a
it.
game over there. I think they're playing. What are you playing? Fortnite?
Yeah.
Playing Fortnite over there. Okay, so we'll just finish outlining this, and I'm gonna get my family some dinner, make them some dinner, and then we'll finish. So then if you want to go underneath this little
You have the new
holder right
item?
here,
The new item still?
it'll make it look like a shadow.
Yeah.
It'll make that look like it's also coming out. You could put like a highlight on top of this if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that. But what I would do is maybe put a little bit of a shadow like right here, only in this part. The corners of it. And then there's a pretty heavy, like a dark shadow under that. You could do that. I don't really think we have to do that. And you can draw a little circle there if you want. I'm not going to do that just because I like it. I like how it looks right now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do our lettering on here. And oh my god, that's still wet and I just stuck my finger in it. Hopefully it's okay.
That sounds pretty,
It's a great video, right?
it was wet, so I put my finger in it.
Oh, no.
Eee.
Yeah, that's me. Call me Pervy Marie. What we're going to write, I'm going to write Salutations Fall. Oh, and if you want, this would be super cute. Draw like smoke coming out of the thing, and how you would do that is just you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just get wild into it. You're gonna take your brush and get your white and put a lot of water in it and make it super, 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 super transparent. Say hi, guys.
Can you open this for me?
Sure. Are you gonna have a snack before dinner? Okay. Here, bud. Macchiato. Here. Tell Lyric to feed her guinea pigs. Ew. Here, take your snack. Go tell Lyric to feed the guinea pigs.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is make super transparent white. super duper. Flat off your, flat off your brush. And then, like when you were a little kid and you used to make, oh, stop.
I'm not gonna eat those on the floor.
That's it. Well, don't you know the 3-second rule? 5-second rule? What is it? 5-second rule? Well, it's been way longer than 5 seconds.
Eat them on the floor?
Yeah, just sit on the floor and eat them. I'm just kidding. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do little squiggly like lines like this to make it look like it's hot steam. And if it's too dark, you can either take your finger or a napkin and blot it to make it look more transparent. And oh my god, how cute is that? It's like steaming. Okay, that was just so nerdy. I'm sorry guys for being such a nerd. Okay, actually I don't apologize. I like being a nerd. Alright, so I'm going to use black on mine. You're welcome to use any color you want. Maybe the red would look real sharp on that. Like I said, I'm going to do Salutations Full on mine. This is brown, I don't know why. I'm just going to do black. And yeah, I would recommend writing Hello Fall, not Salutations Fall, because that's a little weird. But that's what I want to do, so I'm going to do it. And also, if you want to take like a little bit of your black and like outline this. I think that could look really good. Stick right along the edge of this. Make it look like it's a little bit more 3D. Don't push too hard though. I guess it doesn't make that much sense because the background is black. But anyway, it helps a little bit. So, like I said, right now I'm going to do Salutations with a little tiny detail brush. I have no idea what number this is, but like a 0 round is probably your best bet. Make sure your brush is wet, so you don't want your paint to be dry at all, because if your paint is dry, your brush will stick and it won't slide across the paint or canvas or whatever the heck you want to say. I want to make sure I write Salutations right so I don't feel like an idiot. So I'm going to use good old Google. And you can do any font you want. I'm just going to do regular lettering. I'm not going to do anything fancy. And maybe doing this in chalk first might be a good idea, but I'm just going to wing it. Obviously, we're going to want to bring it in quite a bit further. I'm going to write my fall pretty big. I want it to be the star of the show. Eli, you know, I'm trying to film right now. Okay, go with Dad real quick, okay?
Starbucks or something?
Yeah.
Then draw Starbucks with logo on your face.
No thanks, I'll pass. Okay, and then we're all done with our painting. You could add some more, you could add some little like decorative like things on here. But I kind of just want it really simple and super plain. Oh my gosh. It would be so cute if you did little leaves right here. That would be adorable. If you drew out little maple leaves, I think that'd be really cute. And in fact, I probably will do that after the video. I'm going to add one right here and one right here, and you should too, because that's going to be so cute. So this is our final painting. I didn't end up putting the maple leaves on there. I think it'd be really cute if you put like either little pumpkins or little maple leaves or something fallish there. It's okay. Or put something fallish on the side of this right here. I think that would be super adorable. I think you should do it if you have the time. So thank you for painting with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked hanging out with me. And please like and comment. Let me know if you have any ideas for painting tutorials. I'm still working on the Color Basics series and also the basic acrylic basics series. That's what I'm trying to say, acrylic basics series. So those will be two things that I will be working on. And then I'm also going to be working on getting a good schedule for lives. And yeah, just follow me on my social medias, lovepraypaint, Instagram and Twitter. And you can follow me on Facebook at Maria Bursat. I'm super open, so I don't care if you see, you know, all of my crazy pictures and post a bunch of animal things and positive quotes anyway on that, on my Facebook. So anyway, yep, that's our final painting, and yep, like, comment, subscribe, you know you want to, you know you want to. All right, bye guys, thanks for hanging out. See you next time. No, I hate when people do that. Why did I do that? Bye, happy fall.
Know that you appreciate these videos and you enjoy watching them, so I will continue to, oh my god! Oh my god! It's okay, you're hungry! Oh, that's so funny. Okay. Oh, hell no.